You've heard it said, health is wealth, so enrich your life with the Healthy Home Hour, brought to you by the Healthy Home Market. Every Sunday, 9 to 10 a.m. Know what's new and classic for health and wellness. Meet the local and national experts. Live God's plan to thrive, not just survive. I'm your host, Holly Adams, and welcome to the Healthy Home Hour. Morning all, glad you're here this Healthy Home Hour, and thanks for joining me because I am so excited to have a special guest this blessed Sunday morning calling in from our mountains of North Carolina. Our guest, Dr. Frank King, has got so much knowledge to share, and we're going to try to get to lots of it today. And Dr. King is a leader for 40 years in natural, or what used to be called alternative health, but no more. Now natural health is going mainstream. There's a health revolution going on that offers deep, true healing and wellness for real. I mean, it's happening everywhere, even if your health insurance company doesn't believe it or doesn't want you to believe it. So I'm so pleased to have Dr. King here and to talk about some really cool stuff, from homeopathy to natural and wild foods and all kinds of stuff that really help you get on your game. So Dr. King, thanks so much for being here.
Holly, it is a great honor, and you're a fellow healing revolutionist out there, and we appreciate all the great work you've done and you are doing in this field of natural health care, awakening people to the power to heal that's resident within them. That is the future of healthcare. We call it health assurance, and it is so awesome to see the good work you're doing, and spot on to you for that work. And so great to be here today and share some powerful, empowering tools where people can take care, take control back of their health for themselves and their families and even their friends. And that's the healing revolution in action, Holly.
You know, that's so exciting. We're definitely talking the same language. I've been wanting you to come on this show for over 3 years. I am so stoked that you're with us today. You know, Dr. King, you have an expression about healing. I've heard you say that your body, our bodies, are really, that's the best doctor, and that we need a multi-dimensional approach to healing. And let me just, I guess I should start by informing everybody, for those that don't know, Dr. King is a chiropractor, a naturopath, and you were a director of your own integrative clinic for over 10 years. And you're a homeopathist. You're kind of a maverick homeopathist, because you have created a very effective, more user-friendly line of homeopathic remedies. So you've obviously been really busy. And
well, since the 70s, we've been healing maniacs out there doing the natural health care, and we've learned a lot in those 40 years, and that we're here to empower people. You know, Holly, the word doctor really means, in Latin, it means to teach. And we took that seriously. And so we always were committed to teaching our patients as much as we could. We give classes one evening a week for 10 weeks, a series where we empowered people with natural healing techniques and knowledge that they can implement for their lives and their families. And that's what really, truly transformed people the most, was when we were teaching. And so we took the word doctor seriously and committed to teaching, as we're even doing that today. And, we're putting on our website natural healing techniques that has been proven over the past 40 years to help our patients the most. And we are teaching the natural healing tools. We call them, in our new book, it's called The Healing Revolution, is about how to manage these simple, basic 8 essentials of life. People don't even know what the 8 essentials of life are. But if you begin to use just a little bit in each one of those 8 essentials, you'll find a super empowerment in your life. And you'll find you'll find abilities to overcome even what they call the so-called incurable problems are not incurable. They're just incurable people that haven't found how to overcome those issues. So everybody can overcome any problem, and that is the beautiful message of the healing revolution. and taking lifestyle. It's kind of like on lifestyle on good steroids.
Right. That's right. On healthy healing steroids and to amp it up. You mentioned the 8 essentials, and I was going to ask you all about those, but you brought it up. So let's dig into that. What are the 8 essentials?
Well, the 8 essentials are really, begins with the first one is empowering your human spirit. When I say that, I mean basically we have this ability to create. We're cultivating our own gardens, correct? We have this unique ability as humans. We can build radio stations. We can build buildings and cars and roads and we're here cultivating. We have this creative ability, and what are we really creating in our health? We're creating things in all other realms of life, but what are we creating in our health? And we have the power to, within us to heal. The body has that inner ability to overcome every problem on the planet, and it's all about the discovery. And so we teach people how they can begin to use that. We teach natural tapping techniques where you can do muscle testing with each other when we want to get healing buddies involved, and we have support groups and our unique communities of people where we join together in our quest for optimal health. Why be a statistic of disease when you don't have to? So we teach people statements like simple things like, I want to be healthy, or, I have the will to be well. I want to be fit. I want, to exercise. When you say a lie, a strong muscle will go immediately weak. So, then it tells you, oh, that's something I need to work on. How about, I love being healthy? That's your emotional component to being healthy. If you don't have that working positively for you, it could be actually working your emotions, could be working against you. We all understand how that happens.
Sure.
But now let's turn those emotions how they can work for us. If we say, I love living healthy, and being healthy, any of those, and you go weak, that's a sign your body is saying, no, there's something wrong here. And then you can start tapping these key points on your head and your face that are key transforming points, acupuncture points, that you can actually say those positive affirmations and truly transform and fix that self-sabotaging issue that is causing you to fail in your health, causing you to fail in your exercise. That's how we empower the human spirit within us to work for us rather than against us. So that's the first essential. Well, and then, of course, we go into eat real food.
Yes.
Eating food is so important. How do we eat the real food, and what foods? One person's food can be their medicine. That same food for somebody else could be, a problem. So we want to be careful, finding that diet that is personalized for us, and we teach you how to find those personalized diets. And then, of course, drinking real water. Drinking lots of water. With today's world, we're becoming chronically dehydrated, and water carries all of our nutrients to all of our cells of our body. It carries our hormones, our neurotransmitters. Everything we need is transported by water. So we want to make sure our water fluid stays strong and healthy in a chronically dehydrated society. And we teach little techniques of how you can test yourself personally at home at no charge to see if your water levels are correct and are maintaining a healthy balance.
I've got to ask you, Dr. King, you talk about water, and it gets confusing for a lot of people. Is it alkaline water? Is it RO water? Is it distilled water? Everybody knows it's not tap water, but what do you say to those questions?
Yes, we've played with water and tested water with people in using things like muscle testing and common sense, about it from really come down to nature. And what is it that nature naturally provides as water? Basically, there's rain, of course, and it goes into the ground and it gets filtered and gets mineralized and nourished through Mother Earth. And then when the water's mature, as we call it, when the water is ready to be put back through a spring, it's like the Mother Earth is giving birth to this water. and that's natural, pure spring water, where you can find it still, is really, the perfect water as we see it. And it's what all the animals naturally drink then. It's what we as humans would naturally have in our natural, puristic setting. And so, finding that good, clean spring water is still, I find that it has all the key factors of water that creates healing and feeds our bodies in the greatest way. It's more than just, filtered water is more like, and distilled water for me, I find, yes, it's clean. In some cases, there's still a lot of gases that will come through in the distillation process that we have to be careful about. But you'll find that a lot of people call that dead water. And, I have to agree, over the years I've played on and off with distilled versus spring versus, and now there's the machines out there that do the alkalizing or acid waters. And I've played with those. And sometimes some people need alkaline water, and some people actually need the opposite, acid water. And the acid water will clear out certain microbial issues that you might have, like an H. pylori or something like this. So, a beautiful thing is to be able to teach what we call BRM, bioresponse testing. And in the book, we talk about this, and that's where you're doing a muscle test, some way to communicate with your body, that your body is a lot smarter than all of the people in the world, all the scientists and doctors, everybody in the world together will ever have cortically in their own minds. It's, that there's not enough, there's much more information programmed in our body, in our innate wisdom within us, than all of us can ever ascend to cortically. So we want to be able to tap that wisdom that's within us. We want to be able to tap in, and that muscle testing we teach in the book is a powerful and wonderful way that will give you true discernment and confirmation as to what your body really wants and what it doesn't want. And so that is a beautiful tool you can use, whether it's testing for water, whether it's testing for foods or natural products you want to take. It is a great and wonderful tool that I encourage, and we encourage all of our patients to really become good at muscle testing. And so it's something we spend a lot of time.
I bet. I mean, it's such a great, as you say, it's a great tool to discern what choices to make that works for your body specifically. And I love the idea, and I can feel the idea, the power of the idea of being your own best doctor, knowing what's, really the very best for your own body and tissues. And there's just so much to talk about today, and we are going to dig into it. I want to take a short little break because I have to, and we'll be right back to talk about homeopathy and all kinds of other things. We've still got 6 essentials to get to, so we'll be right back. Stay with us. You're listening to the Healthy Home Hour, sponsored by the Healthy Home Market on Streets 1033, Charlotte's new hip-hop station.
Friends, do you eat the amount of vegetables recommended by every major health organization, 5 to 9 servings daily to maintain health? Well, according to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, less than 9% of American adults do. Luckily, there's a great solution, and it even tastes good. Healthy and Slim Daily Greens Formula by Aloe Life. It's an easy and delicious way to get in the daily recommended servings of dark green leafy vegetables. Healthy and Slim Daily Greens Formula is top quality, certified organic greens blended with whole leaf aloe vera and Nepal cactus to support energy and stamina. Each heaping teaspoon supplies 3 servings of dark green vegetables that contain life-supporting nutrients, proteins, minerals, vitamins, and even essential fatty acids that people need to support body wellness. To learn more, visit www.allolife.com or call 1-800-414-ALLO. That's 1-800-414-2563. You can also find Aloe Life products at finer health food stores nationwide. Aloe Life, where being healthy never tasted so good.
Novocaine, baby, baby. Novocaine, baby.
Welcome back. glad you're here today. I'm Holly Adams. We're here with Dr. Frank King of King Bio and The Healing Revolution, an amazing new book that's talking about the 8 essentials of things that you can do for your body to be your own best doctor. And before we get back to all that good stuff and more to come, I want to just let you know a little bit about what's happening at the Healthy Home Market this week, coming up at the Plaza Midwood store on the 14th. That's this Tuesday. There's a class called Going Beyond Green from 6:30 to 8. It's an $8 workshop and taught by 2 very sharp ladies in at the Community Wellness Center just behind the Plaza Midwood store at 1330 Central Avenue. That's the Healthy Home Market. And then Saturday on the 18th, it's the first annual Health and Wellness Fair at the Plaza Midwood store. So that's 1 to 4, Saturday the 18th. Come on out. It's going to be a party with food, juices, smoothies, vitamins, music, practitioners, all kinds of wonderful healing things that really will support your body, support your spirit, and give you some great ideas about how to take care of yourself. So, Dr. King, we're talking about the 8 essentials, and there's 6 more to go. But before we get there, I want to dig into the whole idea and concept of homeopathy. How would you describe homeopathy, and where and when did it start, and why isn't it more common in standard healthcare?
Yes, well, it's becoming so much more common, each and every day. It's growing dramatically. It was really suppressed by medicine years ago, and it's still fighting those suppressions of mainstream. It is powerful. It's the first, really, of all the natural products to have ascended to being a credible, registered, all-natural drug product. And with that, we can make more claims on the labels of these homeopathic remedies than what we see in allopathic drug products in total. That's the common drug products that we'll see in drugstores or even that your doctor may give you. These are called allopathic. And then there's homeopathic drugs, which are natural, safe remedies that are medicines that that anyone can take. For everything from allergies to warts and weight control. So it is beautiful healing art. It is designed on what we call the law of similars in pharmacology. And, it is similar, like now we're into the allergy season. We can take, products that for allergies, many of them such as ragweed,
Yes.
Ingredients, and other ingredients that could cause, in concentrations, it could cause the same symptoms that you would be experiencing. And so you make those substances in very high dilutions, the labor-intensive process of serial dilutions and what we call percussions that actually create an energetic imprint of those substances that awaken your body's inner healing abilities to respond in a natural way, where it is actually much more corrective and curative in nature. So we can actually correct over time allergies, not just alleviate the symptoms. We're not just suppressing symptoms, but we're awakening with homeopathy your body's inner healing abilities to come back to life and to begin to work. And then you find with homeopathy, you need less and less over time, and to the point where it is corrected. And sometimes you may have to repeat it a little bit if, with the assaults of the world upon us, we'll always attack our weakest links.
Right.
And so, it is a very corrective. I used to have allergies so bad myself that I'd have to call somebody to come get me as a student, because I couldn't, my eyes were burning so bad from the allergies, I couldn't open them to drive safely. So, it was, and I had sinuses, horrible sinusitis as a young person. And homeopathy has cured that, corrected that, to the point where I do not have any allergies at all in the past, maybe 35 years. It is a beautiful thing to be allergy-free and enjoy, the beauty of nature and without the side effects.
Yes, that's fascinating. I wonder, so many people are complaining and suffering from allergies, and it seems to be on the rise. Why do you think that is?
A number of reasons, Holly. Number one, we see, there's a lot more CO2 in the atmosphere today. According to USDA, they've found that there's been a 200% increase in CO2 over the past 50 years. Now, what this has done, is caused, the plants love it. They really, but they're also producing a lot more pollen. We see so much more pollen on the hoods of our cars today than we've ever seen when I was a child. We just didn't see this coated pollen over our cars. And so what's going on is, the increased CO2, that's what plants breathe in. And they exhale oxygen, opposite of us. And so what's going on here is the plants are proliferating, incredibly fast today as compared to 50 years ago. And with that 200% increase in CO2, we have a 400% increase in pollen. And so this increase in pollen is aggravating a lot of things in today's world, why we see allergies increasing by, like double-digit percentages every year. And so with this, we also have breaking down of our immune systems, living in a toxic world, eating a toxic diet, with things that are not natural to us. We have strayed away from the roots, our genetic roots, in a sense, and so we are dealing with a lot of foreign issues. We're all humans today in the 21st century and living a modern life are kind of like polar bears being released in the Death Valley Desert in California. They're not going to survive very well. And we are having this same type of adaptive problem. And so homeopathy is here for the rescue. Homeopathy is here to help us adapt to these changes. But when that, along with making some adjustments in our lifestyle, and voila, we can have the best of both worlds, the 21st century without the problems.
That's fascinating. You mentioned just a moment ago also about how the homeopathy actually imprints the energetic, I don't know what you would call it exactly, the energetic substance of your body, that it can actually shift that somehow. And that sounds like you're talking about almost a spiritual mechanism in some way, or at least just the spirit body, so to speak, the neurological etheric body. That is there any connection with homeopathy and your actual spirituality, or your how you actually, I mean, a lot of people talk about actually how that is the place right there, the spirit body, that's the place where disease actually begins.
It does. There's many ways to say it, and it treats the whole person, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Homeopathy has the ability to address the whole person, and we have imbalances in all those realms. And so with homeopathy, we are able to, it's kind of like awakens our energetic control networks, like our nervous system, our acupuncture system, those arenas, those energetic control networks within all of our bodies. It's the difference between us and the corpse down in Charlotte, the precious corpse you can find at the morgue. They have the same chemicals that you and I have, Holly, and our listeners. And so what's going on is homeopathy is able to address both in all those realms, our control networks that helps keep us in balance, helps keep us in homeostasis, both biochemically as well as bioenergetically. And so homeopathy works in both realms. It's really a great remedies for the whole person and to be able to address all those issues. So that's what makes it so curative and corrective, is because it's not just a short-term biochemical manipulation. It is an actual awakening of our body's ability to maintain us in homeostasis and balance, which is a healthy state.
That is just mind-boggling, really. And I know that King Bio, you have created, as I said earlier, you're kind of a maverick homeopathist. And I know that you changed some of the standard homeopathic remedies with King Bio, and wondering what you did and why does that makes them so powerful, and how are they different?
Well, we found with homeopathy, we had, the purest medicine we've ever found. That has that corrective ability. But traditionally, it was always in either an alcohol base or they'd sprayed it over sugar pellets, which is both natural stabilizers back in the 1700s when it was discovered. So when homeopathy was discovered. And so for over 200 years now, homeopathy has been used by physicians worldwide. And it has a tremendous amount of clinical information and foundation to it. And so we took this, traditional. We worked with a lot of hypersensitive people. Mm-hmm. We built a whole wing in our clinic for hypersensitive people. It was a green wing in our clinic. We built back in the early 80s, like 1981.
Wow.
And we built this for these hypersensitive people. Some of them would come in with breathing machines on their backs and breathing through the masks. And, they had to survive that way. They couldn't even go outdoors or in other buildings without these problems. But we spent all this time finding the right remedy, and then they would react to the alcohol or the sugar base or the glycerin base. So I thought, why do these bases like this? So we thought, purest medicine, let's put it in the purest base. How about pure water? And so we created the pure water base and how to stabilize water. We've been studying water a long time. And what we have found is this works so well. And, because water has the imprint. It has that unique quality that is the foundation for all of life. And so water is perfect medium to utilize homeopathy. And so we also created doing multiple combining remedies and different potencies, all in the same formula. Like you mentioned, the lower potencies work more on the physical problems. The middle potencies work more maybe into the mind. And the higher potencies will go into the emotions and even into the genetic predispositions we have had, where we've inherited weaknesses down our family tree as deep as 10 generations.
Wow.
So it's a beautiful way homeopathy is working in all those realms. So we put 10x, 30x, and then LM1, which goes into that more emotional as well as, genetic predispositions we might be having to illness. And so our remedies work on all those realms to help us hit a higher percentage of results and actual correction.
That's fascinating. So you're saying that the lower numbers that you would get, like the 6C, would be for the physical, and the middle is more for the mental issues, and the higher levels are like the 300, that would be more like for genetic predispositions and things that, like, say if your great-great-great-grandfather was diabetic and everybody's been diabetic since, that would be the remedy to get?
Yes, we call it's the potency that works best in that realm that we have in our products. It's called LM1.
Okay.
And we put all these in equal volumes together so you have a much broader therapeutic spectrum, kind of like a broad, it's a bad analogy, but like a broad spectrum antibiotic.
Right.
Even though that's just suppressive and has all sorts of side effects, this does not. But it's we're broadening the therapeutic spectrum when we use multiple potencies like this. So our 10x works superficially, our 30x works deeper into the body, and our LM1 goes deeper, as we mentioned, into the genetic predispositions as well. So those three, and then we use multiple deliveries that we encourage with our pure water pump spray delivery. You can actually spray the remedy. And you can spray it, and it's taste-free. You spray it orally. Kids love it because there's no bad taste. Grandparents love it because they don't have no pills to swallow.
Mm-hmm.
You just simply spray it in the mouth, orally. Then you can also spray it topically, or wherever. If it's like a stiff neck, you can spray it on your neck. Or if you have sinuses, you close your eyes and spray it over your face and your sinus areas. If you have, same with allergies or a head cold or whatever, you can spray it in the same areas. You can spray it on your feet if you have sore feet, on your stomach if you have an upset tummy. And then we also spray it in the air in front of your face and breathe in through your nose a small, minuscule amount, and that goes up into your frontal lobes, like we've learned with aromatherapy, and it actually goes into what we call the limbic system of our nerves, of our brain, to get the deepest therapeutic activity you can get. So all three of these delivery systems offers therapeutic abilities that the other may not. So we're doing orally, topically, for the localized effect, and then olfactory through, where you just breathe in the mist a little bit through your nose. And that is the most powerful way to implement homeopathy into your life and get the highest percentage of results.
This is fascinating, and it's you've taken it to a completely different level than standard classical homeopathy that's, as you mentioned, on those sugar pills and you put them under your tongue and, you wait and see. This really sounds much more impactful and deeper and broader. I'm just so excited that you're here to talk about this, because this is a tough, it's not an easy subject to wrap your brain around. So we'll get back to it. We're going to take just a short break. Stay with us, folks. You're listening to the Healthy Home Hour.
Skin Gel by Aloe Life is made from fresh, certified, organically grown aloe vera leaves. The formula contains 1% skin nutrients of vitamin E, A, and C combined with additional herbal extracts. The ultimate value of Skin Gel is unmatched by any other topical aloe vera on the market today. The golden yellow color shows the presence of the yellow sap used traditionally for healthy skin. Skin Gel by Aloe Life is a natural and safe way to support the body, popular for hair, scrapes, burns, scars, sunburn damage, or troubled skin. Skin Gel by Aloe Life is a natural astringent, perfect to apply to clean, washed skin to tighten, and may even support cell regeneration, as shown in Aloe Life's 1997 skin study. Follow with face and body lotion for maximum benefits. Look for Aloe Life products at your local health food store or online at aloelife.com, or call them today at 1-800-414-2563. That's 1-800-414-ALOE. The Aloe people. Aloe Life.
Novocaine, baby, baby. Novocaine, baby.
Hey, we're back. Glad you're here. You're here with us. I'm Holly Adams, and we're talking to Dr. Frank King of King Bio. And it is a great pleasure to have Dr. King with us today. Thanks again for being here, Dr. King. And we were talking about the various levels of homeopathy, the lower, middle, and higher ranges that can affect right from the physical body deep into the core of your being, even talking about having an effect on genetic predispositions, which is just astounding to think about. I'm wondering, how did you envision this? I mean, you really were sort of going rogue, because classical homeopathy isn't like that exactly. It's much more regimented. How did you come up with this concept?
Well, Holly, really was just trial and error, where we actually, with the muscle testing that we talked about earlier, and we have also electronic measuring devices that would measure acupuncture points, and we'd see which remedies brought those acupuncture points back to balance. And doing biofeedback, where we're learning to communicate with the body, we're able to learn so many things and observe so many advancements that we would never have the ability to figure out on our own. And so, our patients were our greatest teachers by being able to communicate with their bodies. And that led us down this road. And it was really kind of amazing, because when you read later, there was Dr. Hahnemann, who founded homeopathy. His last edition of his organon, the authoritative text in homeopathy, was never published. And it was found later.
Wow.
Through his family. And, they published it, and it was doing the LM potencies that we use, which never did get published until like 30 years ago or 35 years ago in English. And, where we all of a sudden said, wow. Yeah, and we were using the LM potencies, we were using the watery remedies that he recommended. And, these were all things truths that we came across. And then we were confirmed with what Hahnemann did in the last decade of his life. And so it's really quite fascinating to see that manifest that way. And so, we just decided to continue moving things forward And so it's a powerful way to use homeopathy. It makes homeopathy easy for everyone to experience its benefits. It makes homeopathy easy for everyone, every family, to take their lives higher and further. And so we're just very jazzed to bring what we call this contemporary approach in homeopathy into what we call Dr. King's natural medicines.
I love it.
We make over 150 of these natural medicines from I mentioned, from the allergies to the warts and weight control, that's to help people. So, it's really wonderful. It's so rewarding and we can make the specific claims on the labels so that it helps lead people to the remedies that they personally need themselves, whether it's for a nosebleed to menorrhagia. The remedies are there for everyone.
So I wonder, can you take them if you're on some kinds of medications, regular standard drugs, can you take them with that? And what is the FDA? I mean, not that they're the final arbiter or judge of health, but what does the FDA think about homeopathy?
I don't know what to do with it. I don't think it is a registered drug, so it's they have to deal with that. And we have to have the same license here in King Bio that we have where we make these remedies. We found them working so well. We figured we couldn't get anyone to do these advancements. We found that were working so well in practice. So I decided to take that critical leap and begin King Bio here in Asheville, North Carolina, in 1989. So we're now in our 26th year of manufacturing, and we are an FDA-registered pharmaceutical manufacturing company, and the same license as, Merck or Pfizer. And we've been operating under excellent status with the FDA all these 26 years, and we now have over 300,000 square feet up here of buildings, from warehouses to clean rooms and offices where we're making remedies, and they're going all over not only the country but the continent as well. And so we're very excited to be bringing this forward, both of all this free information we give in my book out now, The Healing Revolution, as well as we can do an appraisal online where you can actually go through and take time to do the appraisal at home. It's your information. We give it all out for free. It's our give back to everyone to be able to begin discovering where they're really at in their health. And from that, you can also find things such as lifestyle tweaks that you want to, it would be good for you to bring balance into those 8 essentials, as well as certain remedies that would be, when you need them for added support to take your health to this highest level. So we're here to support you, every individual, to bring that information out. We have free videos where we teach natural healing techniques and protocols that people can follow to be able to begin their journey in a very time-tested way that has worked the best for our patients for over 40 years. And so we bring this type of wisdom and insight and knowledge for everyone to receive its benefits.
Yeah, I am fascinated. I mean, your website is amazing, by the way. It's so helpful. And the whole person appraisal system that you have on there, it's fascinating. You can go on and answer a series of questions, and it targets some symptoms and puts them together and sort of clumps them together in a way that you could find really the best remedy for yourself. And I love the idea that this actually is saving money for people to get well, because it's not always easy to be well, without spending too much money. But because people kind of have a sort of a shrapnel effect, pardon the expression, but it's this scattered thing rather than the pointed. So your website is kingbio.com, and folks, you can just go to the nav bar at that website, kingbio.com, and get yourself to the whole person appraisal, so you can find out which of the 150 remedies might be best. Is there ever a time, Dr. King, that you might take even more than one remedy?
Yes, you can. We even have ways where you can test and find out. You can walk right down the aisles of the store and find Dr. King's Natural Medicines there.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you guys carry a lot of their products.
Yes, we do.
And you can actually test them right there in the aisles of the store and discover and discern which ones you need as well as which ones you don't need. That are which ones are personal for you and which ones are not. And so you can discover that right in the aisles of the store and begin your journey into a specific, what I call that yellow brick road to your personal health. And so it's a great way to accelerate your personal growth and your personal health using the appraisal. And I'm sure this Healthy Home Market is such a great group of people. You guys have been up here, you've visited, you've toured, you've done your due diligence, you've checked us out, and we've checked you guys out, and you guys are just the bomb. And as far as really just doing some wonderful things to help people and bringing that healing message to the world. And so we want to encourage you to go into store, and if there's something you found on our website that you need, you can ask the Healthy Home Market, and they will even specialty order that, as I understand that.
Oh, absolutely. Because sometimes some of the remedies we run out rather quickly, so we've got to reorder, and we can always do special orders. And we carry King Bio at all 4 stores, 3 stores in and around Charlotte, and then also our store up in Davidson, near Davidson College, and up near the Cornelius area. The other thing that I found very interesting on the whole person appraisal was that there's an opportunity to go back in and check it out at 30, 60, and 90 days to see how your progress is coming.
Yes, you can continue to use that to continue step by step building your health. It's a lifelong journey, and it's there's the good news is you think, there's so much to do. No. The great news is really that there's so much yet to be received, so much more benefits. Once you even pass the symptom-free level, Holly, you can find that there's even more. Now you can start growing into more clarity, more insight, more wisdom, more success, not only with your health, but with your life in all its aspects. So, that is really the journey into wholeness. That is the journey into optimal health that's there for each and every one of us to explore and discover on a daily basis.
Well, that is so hopeful. It's just really, I got a big smile on my face right now just thinking about the joy of getting well and getting to live and get down the road on your journey to do the things you want to do, you need to do, and help other people. So this is great information. Stay with us, folks. We'll be right back. You're listening to the Healthy Home Hour.
Friends, are you in and out of doctors' offices suffering with digestive issues, gas, heartburn, allergies, weight loss challenges, depression, or declining health in general? Well, find out why and what to do about it in the best health book of the century, fully referenced, called Beyond Gluten Intolerance, GIS. 3 books in one with 12 chapters, well referenced, including recipes, and over 80 health conditions and 20 healthy focus factors required to reach optimum health. Beyond Gluten Intolerance, GIS, is for people living with any disease, those who desire to reach a healthy weight goal, and others purely seeking disease prevention and learning how to stay healthy. Visit www.beyondglutenintolerance.com. That's beyondglutenintolerance.com, or call 1-800-414-2563. Learn how making just a few dietary adjustments and getting digestion functioning back again makes the world of difference, often in just days. Visit www.beyondglutenintolerance.com.
Novocaine, baby, Novocaine, baby, I want you.
Okay, Hey, we're back. Glad you're here. You're listening to the Healthy Home Hour, sponsored by Your Healthy Home Market in Streets 1033. And we're talking to Dr. Frank King. I'm Holly Adams, and I'm telling you, this is an amazing product line. And you know, we've been doing this show for over 3 years, and we've had some great products on here and interesting healers and practitioners. And this is really right up there at the top. I got to tell you, folks, this is a wonderful product line. And I just want to mention that it's at all 4 stores, and everything from arthritis to headaches to heartburn to herpes to anxiety, snore control, smoke control. Got to quit smoking, right? And skin tag removers, or how about removing, I should say. And then, if you have gout, or there's also sleep aids, which, there's a lot of folks out there, myself included. Sometimes I have a little sleep thing going on. Dr. King, you have a phrase that I just love, and I'd love to tease it out a little bit. And you say, desire, believe, and become. What do you mean by that?
Well, so much, there's this power of intention that we've all been hearing about. There's this, you want to awaken your will. That's your desire. You want to, a lot of times people, when you make statements, and we cover this in that throughout the book, the Healing Revolution book, and it's, you make statements like, I believe I can be healthy, and you wouldn't believe how many people go weak on that statement.
Oh, wow.
Where they're carrying thoughts like, well, my mother always had menopause, so I guess I have to as well, or, or some even more serious, my mother had cancer, I think wonder when my number's coming up, and their belief system is holding on, maybe even subconsciously, to a negative thing. And so your beliefs can work both in a positive way and in a negative way. And so, we will become what we believe. And so we want to check our beliefs along the way. And in the first essential of the book, empowering the human spirit, is, we teach people how to check their belief systems. I believe I'm an active person. You wouldn't believe how people go weak there. That's why they're not active. And so, they say, I want to be an active person. They might go weak. Their will to be active is been crushed. And so we can reawaken those things. We can change our beliefs by making the positive affirmation statements and tapping on these acupuncture points that we point out in the book. You can actually truly make these statements, and then all of a sudden retest yourself, and boom, all of a sudden you're strong in that area. Now, if you just do it once, some people, yes. Other times you might have to repeat it for a while until it really, truly transforms you. And so that we can now proactively go in and fix those issues that have been sabotaging our lives in many ways, sabotaging our relationships.
Yes.
See, I believe in having a strong, lifelong relationship with so-and-so. You can fix it. You can fix it. So there's so many things in all categories of life that we can proactively fix, and we don't have to just be victims anymore. We can become victors in our lives.
That's fascinating. You're right. Victim to victor. I love that. And you just got so many aspects you're coming at with all this. The book, The Healing Revolution, sounds like a must for everybody, because you really have to get that muscle testing piece down, don't you?
It is a great tool. It is such a powerful tool. Now, when in doubt, you can find some things are issues and tap them out, and tap them away. And, but the book gives you you can be so much more proactive with muscle testing. You can use it either way. Either way, when in doubt, tap. I've got all kind of things I'm, believing for in life. And so I tap those beliefs and to get them working for me, rather than, and you get rid of the doubts and you get more of the positive beliefs. You get rid of the negative beliefs and reprogram the positive beliefs. And guess what? All of a sudden, things start becoming more positive.
Right.
So it's a beautiful way to, where we can really take back control, not only in our health, but our entire well-being, our wholeness.
Yeah, and by tapping, you mean EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique, which is a wonderful thing.
Yeah, we've been doing this tapping before that. Way back in the early '70s, I was introduced to it, and it was a different. It was you taught in what we a technique called applied kinesiology, and so we've been doing this, and that's one branch of it. And it's a great branch. It's got lots of good teachings, but it's more than just emotional freedom. It is freedom in every realm of our being. Like emotional, mental, physical, spiritual, your will, so you can tap in and begin awakening all those powers that are within us, not only to heal from emotions, but every realm of life. And so we call it TAP, or TIP is our technique. It means TIP, that is tap into potential. And so we can use this in every realm of the way life exists, including our emotions.
Very interesting. I guess I want to shift into a big topic here, which is Candida and its connection with heavy metal toxicity. And a lot of people suffer from it, and not just women. A lot of people think it's all about women's problems, but it's not.
Yes. Holly, we've found 9 forms of Candida that can manifest and overgrow within the human body. And so we created a formula, and we've been treating this Candida since the late 70s. We've been working within this world of Candida overgrowth and seeing it. It's one of those things that's affecting 80% of the population, and people don't know it. So it is an underlining factor with many of us. And we've all heard of Candida albicans. Albicans means white. That's that white cottage cheesy stuff that you might have heard about or seen, or that can manifest in the mucous membranes from our tongue and roof of our mouth is called thrush in children, to vaginal Candida albicans, to even on the skin, and there's other types that are not the white cottage cheesy stuff, and there's these different forms of Candida out there that some of them folk have maybe it just causes fogginess of the brain, of thinking, loss of memory. There's others that cause fatigue. There's others that cause immune compromises. There's others that bring on other issues such as susceptibility to viruses, and so and breakdowns in our immune system in different ways. So we have these different forms of Candida in our Aquaflora HP9, high potency 9, meaning the 9 different forms of Candida that was tested on. And it's a beautiful way of awakening the body to clear it out. You take drugs to do this, and they have all these side effects. This is a beautiful, natural way that awakens your body to overcome the Candida overgrowth. And the beauty of it too is you don't have to live on this tightrope of a diet all your life and feel like, I'm just a cursed individual. I have to live this tightrope diet, and the only way I can survive. We've turned so many people's lives around where you become liberated now back into a more balanced diet, and by clearing this up and clearing underlying causes to it, you don't have to become enslaved to having to control Candida with every breath. It's easier to control Candida, and you want to take this more total approach, and where you can live a more balanced life and not be enslaved to that narrow diet anymore. So it's a great way to, with that, heavy metals is commonly associated with Candida. Mm-hmm. So we always recommend it. We have a heavy metals detox product in the Aquaflora line that's designed to, get those heavy metals out and help you get it out. We have a product called Life Formula now. It's really an amazing product. I don't know if you guys, it'll be available here. It's just coming out, so you guys would be interested in this. It is the most complete superfood ever, to be made. And what this superfood does, there's actually 64 active whole food organic ingredients that are superfoods. And these 64, it even has over 2 trillion probiotics, 11 different types of probiotics. It has prebiotics. It has, whole food supplements that are way beyond any other. It's the most complete, comprehensive formula ever developed in whole food nutrition, which I'm a big believer in. Is using, food is how we're supposed to get our nutrition.
It's our medicine, yeah.
Yes, this helps fill all the gaps so that we are getting what's been missing in live foods. These are live. It's measured life in this thing. That's why we call it Life Formula. And it's designed to really awaken those weaknesses and get those phytonutrients back that we need, a broad spectrum of phytonutrients that we need to maintain our health. It's not just vitamins and minerals. It's about whole food living substances that awaken that life within us and help us heal and restore, and even pulls heavy metals out of the body as well. It detoxes us on a daily basis. It's a great formula for the whole person. Nothing has come anything close to these 64 whole, raw, organic, live, living foods that are in this formula. And you know what's great about it, Holly? It tastes good. It doesn't taste like pond scum.
Yeah, that's a good thing, because that kind of throws some people off, right?
Yeah.
I want to ask you, too, about pain is such a big motivator for inquiry and change in folks, and Arnica is known to be a big help. What is it about Arnica and the King Bio Arnica? How does it work?
We've done a lot of things with Arnica. It's the number one selling homeopathic ingredient in the marketplace. And, we took it to a whole new level. We actually used different species of Arnica. We used the whole Arnica, from the root as well as the whole live plant, the stems, the flowers, the leaves, the whole part of the plant. And, we call it advanced Arnica. And we have 2 forms of it. We have an oral spray that you can also spray topically, but then we also have it in a natural cream lotion that is you can put on. It has all the ingredients are very pure in it. There's no negative stabilizers like you see in so many of the creams and lotions that are out there today. There's so many toxic things that we have to be very careful. You wouldn't believe how many carcinogens are in topical products to keep them stable. So, we made sure we are all about being clean. And so we made this super clean, cream base. It has a nice, subtle, natural lemon scent to it. And without all the stinky locker room smells,
right?
And we find it shows 10 times the results of what you would get from just your typical Arnica that's out there. And we love this product. It has just done so well in helping so many people, from bruises to pains to discomforts. It's a great way to implement it. Both using the topical as well as the oral. And so I highly encourage everyone to try Dr. King's natural medicine brand of advanced Arnica. And you will see, if you didn't get results with Arnica in the past, try this, because, it's just amazing how much higher a percentage of results people are getting.
That's great info. Yeah, for everyone. We've got all of that at all 4 stores. And the Arnica product that you have, it's so helpful and really does help people with pain, whether they're coming, out of surgery, or they had an athletic injury, or they have arthritis. But you also have an arthritis remedy, right?
We do. For chronic pain, it's been around a long time. The arthritis and joint formula is a great product to address those chronic long-term pains. We had a study done on this, and people have had pain consistently for over 2 years or more. They took this product, 87% of them had gotten results just within, 3 to 5 days. So it's amazing, how well that works. Encourage it for anyone that's been living with pain to take our arthritis and joint formula, whether it's arthritis or just chronic pain in general. I highly encourage that particular product.
And what about sleep? You've got a product called Sleep Aid.
We do. I love this. It's not a knockout drug. It's
Right.
a way to help awaken your body to get into that rest mode. And believe it or not, Holly, one of those essentials out there is sleep. That's the fifth essential of life. And, so I have a whole chapter in my book about how to create this sleep sanctuary in your home, how to build and prepare yourself for sleep, beginning from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed. You create a lifestyle where you can prepare yourself through the day to earn your sleep. Getting enough sunlight is so important to get the melatonin naturally produced by your body. The best melatonin you can get is the melatonin that your body produces by getting out and having some Dr. Sunshine get through your eyes. And so, there's all sorts of natural healing techniques and ways to prepare yourself to get in and have a great night's sleep every night. So as well as, so there's lifestyle secrets that we share, as well as natural remedies that we have there to improve and have, great sleep is a key to, from anti-aging to losing weight. If you can sleep more, you will actually lose more weight because your body's hormonal systems regenerate better, and you will burn more calories through the day and lose weight.
That's fascinating because everybody's trying to lose weight, and you'd think that staying up, that would be better to lose weight. But so that's great info. What about stress? It's very hard to avoid it sometimes, and we end up talking about it almost every show because it is part of our daily living today. What do you think about stress? And I know you have a product about it.
Stress, again, it's one of those factors. Researchers have proven this over decades, that stress is related to most every health problem on the planet. And so with this, we have our stress control and our adrenal burnout formula. And those two products are what I call the 1-2 for stress. Stress is something that is so vital to healing. Managing stress in the 21st century is essential, to survival in the 21st century. And there's a cycle to stress. You kind of stress going up, a cycle of stressing, and a curve up, and then all of a sudden you kind of crash, and that's your burnout, remedy, adrenal burnout. And so in the full cycle, wherever you are at, you may probably need both of those. But the stress formula is just so great. If you're type A, you probably just need to live on that a little bit the rest of your life, because it'll just make your life so much better. If you're, just living in the 21st century, you'll need it periodically. And it's great for the whole family. And the nice thing about the stress product is that it works on not only mental and emotional stress, but it also works on physical stress. So your child or grandchild falls and scrapes their knee, you spray it, give them a dose, and orally and topically. It's great. It's kind of like it has all the ingredients that Rescue Remedy has that you might be aware of.
Yes.
But it has 19 other homeopathics in there. So you have this broad therapeutic spectrum for dealing with every kind of stress, mental, emotional, and physical. So whether it's a scraped knee or a drive-by shooting, I would use our stress control formula.
Right.
It's wonderful for pretty much everybody in your whole family. It becomes a family remedy, not just to stay there for first aid, but to use it if you're just going through conflict resolution or having to do something that's bringing on a stress, whether it's test anxiety with your child or any factor that can cause any kind of stress. This is, almost used daily in most families.
So it sounds like it's almost,
recommend it.
Yeah, and it sounds like it would be a good mental health homeopathic remedy.
It is. It's something that, I call it the Martha Stewart of stress remedy, because it makes stress a good thing. Stress can really be a stimulus to help us deal with an issue, but it gets out of hand and it gets out of control, and it teaches us to manage stress within our bodies and process stress where it doesn't become a problem, and we can process it positively. And if we get into those burnout where we just overdo it, push ourselves so hard, and we find ourselves in that burnout stage, that the burnout is another remedy to help us recover. And a lot of times when you're burned out and tired, you can't even sleep well.
Yes.
And so you can take the burnout. It's not just a stimulant. And you can take it right before bedtime, and it'll actually sleep better. So it actually heals a burned out nervous system. So you do have the energy when you want it, and you can also have better sleep when you need it.
Oh man, that is really exciting. I'd love to know about that, and I know there's lots of listeners out there that are thinking, just going, as they think about it. Dr. King, this has been so great to have you here today, and we only got through 5 of the 8 essentials, so folks, you've got to get the book, The Healing Revolution by Dr. Frank King. I thank you so much for being here with us today.
A great honor, Holly. I'm so thankful to have this time together.
Yeah, we'll do it again.
Great. I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you. Me too. So, folks, live the message of Dr. Frank King. He says it's time to desire, believe, and become your own best doctor, so you can wake up to this healing revolution and believe that you can be well. Start today. Get to the Healthy Home Market for your King Bio homeopathic remedies for whatever ails you. You can check it out online by going to kingbio.com and look at that whole person appraisal, or you can come in and talk to any of our very educated staff to find out what could be best for you. I'm Holly Adams, and until next week, I'll be out and about at the market looking for you near the King Bio, and I hope to see you at the health fair on Saturday, this Saturday, the 18th, 1 to 4. Come on out. We're going to have the truck here, the really cool SUV from Streets 103.3, Charlotte's new hip-hop station.
Pay it forward and restore yourself by making the healthy choices for you and your family, and enjoy life with the Healthy Home Market. Feel the goodwill and own great health. Check it out at healthyhomemkt.com. That's healthyhomemkt.com for store locations, details, and discounts. Get the best of God's green blue earth at the Healthy Home Market.